How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Bear Reviews, back with yet another review, and it is a little bit of double IPA time in the form of Icarus Brewing's Yacht Juice. Icarus Brewing, first beer from them. Never had anything from these guys before. I've heard of them. Small operation out of Lakewood, New Jersey. My dad was actually employed in Lakewood, New Jersey for many years. I lived in that area, Bricktown, Point Pleasant, and Tom's River for many years. So, but it's been many years since I've lived there. But it's still kind of cool to see a brewery kind of come out of that area. But anyway, this is sent to me by Daryl. Thank you very much, dude. Sent me a beer meal actually today. I'm drinking it the same day. How about that shit? And just gonna dive right in and see what she's got as far as what it says on the can. It says Icarus Brewing Yacht Juice Imperial IPA, 8% alcohol by volume. Imperial India PLO, copiously dry hopped Citra, Mosaic, and Columbus. And that'd be that. Legalized, it's cool. I dig it. You know, very kind of flash graphic-y in that it's kind of like flat, kind of old flash art style design, which I actually kind of dig. Little feathers kind of floating around down here. I don't know when that. Oh, Icarus. God damn it. I was like, why are there feathers floating down here? Icarus flying too close to the sun, that whole kind of thing. You know, when you have that revelation actually on camera where people go, oh, you realize what was going on. Well, anyway, let's give this a pour, see what she's got. Any unboxing actually mentioned Yacht Juice, yachts. New Jersey, the boat beers in New Jersey are predominantly Carton's gig, but I know all you gets a little peeved when the people come into their realm of beardom when they're mentioned boats and stuff like that, but you know, there's enough boats to go around. It's Jersey, man. Anyway, pinky finger, white, almost perfectly white head, receding pretty quickly, and she's got a nice subtle haze to her. Bright, deep orange, little bit of murkiness, nothing too crazy. It's not going to be confused with the super turbid beers that come out nowadays, but she be milky, as in you can't really see much through it. I'm not saying it looks like milk. Get a nose. Spicy, fruity. There's a spiciness to the hop. There's a fruitiness to the hop. There's it's like a fermented kind of like almost overly fermented kind of cantaloupe-y kind of orange mixture to it. They say it's copiously dry hopped. I can get some dry hopping on there, but it smells like the malt bill is really big to where there's a sweetness kind of bouncing off that extra hop. It's nice though. I mean, there is a nice bittering to it. There's a nice spiciness to it. There's almost like an inherent kind of generic weediness around it, but it's nothing too dank. The fruit juiciness, the fruitiness, I should say, more than juiciness, is more of a like uberly fermented kind of fruitiness as opposed to like a juiciness. She smells like she's gonna be sweet. She smells like gonna be a bit of bitterness there, enough maybe to bounce it off, but have this kind of like fermented fruitiness about it. That's the word that keeps popping in my head, fermented fruit. So let's dive in, see what she's got. That's nice. That's nice. She's got this nice richness to it. It did come off a little bit of bittering, but it's more bitter than I thought it would be. It's not nearly as sweet as I thought it would be, so that balance is way better than I thought it would be. The fruit is coming off juicy, but it's somewhere between that kind of fermented thing and the juicy thing I was talking about. It's hard for me to kind of rip down specific kind of fruit flavors on this. It's more of kind of like a spectrum, a fruit medley kind of thing going on all across the board, from tropical to a little bit stone fruity to citrus. If a gun to my head, I'd go kind of, cantaloupe, grapefruit, kiwi, just to throw names out there. But again, I wouldn't hold myself to it. There is a little bit of kind of burn to it. Very, very, very subtle, though. Very subtle. The biggest thing that stands out in this beer for me is the minerality in it. I would either they're working with the water the way they want to, or they don't work with the water as much and kind of let that water table they exist on kind of be the flavor that they're trying to create. Because there's a lot of minerality in this water. There's salt in this water, and there is minerals in this water. And it doesn't bother me. I kind of dig it. But it's super readily apparent. It's almost like similar, not similar beer-wise, but like I had a, again, not the same beer, but I had a an egg-aged beer from Hair to Dog, where they had that egg. There's this like cement egg that you can like age beers or age wine in. That's actually where the egg originally came from, as far as conceptually. And I had the first one I ever did in it. I think it was Matt from the Stone. And that beer had so much minerality in it. I think it actually pulled it from the actual first runnings of that cement egg. I'm kind of getting those kind of vibes in here. There's salt. There's just kind of like heavy metally, heavy water kind of vibes to this. It's like unmistakable. I don't mind it. That's the thing. It might be a little off-putting for people that aren't used to those kind of like that kind of water in their beer. But for me, I mean, on a scale, on a generic scale, the hops are bigger, the malt is bigger, the sweetness is bigger. But the minerality is so much bigger than what most people are used to. To me, it just kind of like is like a big, huge like. Not, I was gonna say like check mark or siren. I'm not saying it's a negative thing. I'm not viewing it as a negative thing. I'm just saying it's one of the more unique things in a beer because it's not something you really come across that much salinity in there. I think it's water. That's why I keep saying it's kind of erring. I say minerality, but I really want to say salinity because, you know, if you ever had bagels, the best bagels in the world come from New Jersey. Why? The closer you get to the shore, the more minerality, the more salinity you have in the water because of the ocean. And that makes the bagels taste fucking awesome. That's kind of what's going on here. You're getting that kind of specific, and Lakewood is, Lakewood. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's waterwood, it's down there, it's very low, it's very close to the ocean. You tend to get a ton of minerality and a ton of salinity in the water, so it's coming through in here. Yes, I talked about water for about 3 minutes. Anyway, I dig it though. I kind of like it. Maybe it reminds me of home. Maybe it's just kind of like just my knee-jerk homage to where I used to live. It's just reminding me of that. But I like it. Overall, it's a good beer. It's probably a little bit warmer than I would like it to be. It's probably right around like 50 degrees when I cracked it. I probably wanted it to be about 45. But I think if it was a little bit colder, it might play just a micron difference, but not that big of a difference. Tasty beer, good beer. Way more balanced than I thought it would be based off the nose. A little bit more malt forward than what most dry hop junkies would want, but at the same time, a really good beer from brewery I had nothing from yet, so it's a really good showing, first showing for a brewery that it's kind of cool that came from where I used to live. Anyway, let's talk about it. So one of the better extra hopped double IPAs. Oh, I didn't even talk about heat. It doesn't taste like a double IPA at all. I mean, there's a little bit of burn from hop burn, but other than that, no. Let's talk about it. It's one of the better double IPAs I've had as of late. I want to put it in there. I do, but I've had such great ones. Is it one of the better ones I've had over the past month? Yes, but when I say lately, I go over a couple months. So there's just some from other places that would push this one out of that top running. And when I say top running, I usually kind of have like a top 5 in my head, but it's real close. It's real close, and it's real close. I put a lot of factors into it. I don't grade beers anymore. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's 89 out of this and 50 out of that and whatever. I grade it on how I feel about a beer, and that takes a lot of factors into effect. It's, beer is subjective. I'm not going to sit here and say, what I say goes. What I say goes for me, and maybe other people who are similar to me. The combination of the style of the beer, it's a new brewery comes into play, all those things. So, if for me, this is worth in my brain, very close to a lot of beers that people could fucking freak the fuck out over. Let's put it that way. So that's why it's in that running. I'm not saying it's better than this beer or that beer. I'm just trying to say, for me, it's in that field. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Valued availability, no idea. Was sent to me. How awesome is that? So maybe Daryl or somebody else can actually chime in. Let me know what it's like. I'm assuming it's brewery only, and you gotta wait in line for it, shit like everybody else. And just say if you like what we like this. If you like, I'm trying to place it with another brewery. It's like if, it's kind of like if Single Cut had a baby. Single Cut had a baby with somebody. I don't know who though. I know it's kind of weird to kind of leave it there, but it's like it's got a little bit of bitterness, a little weedy bitterness to it. You know, I didn't speak to that. It does have this kind of generic bitterness, this generic fruitiness, and when I say generic, I don't want to be like use it as a negative term. It has this bitterness and fruitiness that it encompasses all. It's very kind of a mosaic kind of thing going on, to where it actually has this kind of please everybody all the time kind of thing going on that mosaic typically does. So, you know, if you like those kind of beers, if you like mosaic, if you like minerality, if you like minerals, salinity in your beers, I'm not talking Goza level shit here, but I'm talking about a water that is just not neutral and generic. And if you like a small brewery, trying to make it good, you know what I mean? I didn't even look into the amount of beer this place produces, but it can't be much. So, I mean, the beer, in the traditional senses, it's super clean. No, I think the water kind of would throw some people in that sense, but it's not negative in any sense. It's just our own little twist on things. So if you like beers from breweries that are trying to make it good, it's definitely worth picking up because it's a good beer from a brewery that's hopefully trying to make good. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, on a lot of fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped. Massive beers, all 4 of those places. I don't fuck with Untapped anymore. Facebook I do. Twitter I'm trying to get into, and Instagram's my jam. So check me out there. And there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a nice Jersey beer right now, baby. And hopefully see you next time. Pork roll.